Hello everyone, my name is Enrique Gutierrez. I am the founder of Reunited Games, a solo indie game studio that I plan on using as my brand as we go forward with my career. I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's degree at Full Sail University for game development, with plans to continue on to get my master's degree after graduation. Why I chose game development. So my interest in gaming has been there since I was a kid. Sly Cooper, Kingdom Hearts, Ratchet & Clank, Jak and Daxter. Those are like my 4 core childhood games and memories that I have that I always revert back to. Like, those are the games that I can play over and over and over again and never get tired. But eventually I moved on to the Xbox 360. I played Halo for the first time, like as my first real shooter. Original Halo Reach was the peak in my opinion, but I digress. As my life went on, game development never really came across my mind as like what I could do as a career. Until one day I decided to stop bouncing around from job to job without making any progress of furthering a career in any of those positions. My fiance at the time, my now wife, was the only one working, and while I was a great house husband while she was out working, I was here cleaning and cooking dinner, all that stuff around the house. It wasn't fair to her that she's the only one working and the only one bringing in money, and especially nowadays we need more than one person's income to be able to afford everything that we want out of our time here on Earth. So that was where my mindset was, and then one day I stumbled across a video called Go Make Games from Pirate Software, and that video changed my whole perspective on it. For more information about that video, I'll put a picture here on the screen and give you guys a chance to pause the video if you want to read it. It's my assignment for my industry hero. I chose the same person who made this video. I'll also leave the link in the description down below if you guys want to check out that. So inspired by it, I started self-studying through Codecademy, GameDev.tv. I even did a Udemy UEFN course on Unreal Engine for Fortnite. I did all these different things, just random YouTube videos. I watched hours and hours of YouTube videos trying to learn all this stuff. While these resources gave me footing and a good ground to stand on, I realized that they weren't going to be enough on their own. I tried to make my own project, and I got in front of that screen with the empty room and you to be able to work on Game Maker, and I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And I definitely didn't study any GML. I have C++, some C++, like basic level. After all that time that I spent studying, it kind of sucked to realize that I still knew absolutely nothing, in the grand scheme of things at least. So that's when I decided to go back to school. I figured I needed the coursework, I needed the guiding hand of school to be like, hey, this is what you got to do this week. Learn from these videos, then do it yourself. Give me your project at the end of the week. As of this upload, I start my first programming class next month, which will be in December. It's currently start date 11/12/2024. So my programming classes will be just in time for Christmas. So far, this has been one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And I don't say that lightly, as the decisions I've made in life led me down the path that I needed to be to get to the love of my life. And it just feels good to have something to work toward, something meaningful that I can leave my mark on this world with. So Jason Hinders is the program director currently, at least while I'm at school, for game development. The program is for those who don't know, the program is a computer science degree that focuses on game creation and related solutions. At its core, game development is just a bunch of ones and zeros, and one of his quotes is that game development at its core is just a computer science degree, which he's not wrong. It's all comes down to ones and zeros, no matter what language we use. Foundations in computer science, programming, creative problem solving, software solutions, programming a render and rendering the game, all this stuff is going to be touched up on the program, so I look forward to it. What tools and software will I be using? So from what I've read, when it comes to this program, we're going to be using Unreal Engine with blueprints, and possibly some Unity I read somewhere, but I'm not 100% sure on that. 98% sure we're going to be doing Unreal Engine and blueprints. However, I would like to touch up on some C++. Hopefully that's in the course. I have already both Unreal Engine and Unity installed, along with other tools like Game Maker, UEFN, which is just the Fortnite version of Unreal Engine, as well as some other like FL Studio, Aseprite, Procreate, Blender, Audacity. All these different programs I already have downloaded and have some base knowledge of, and so hopefully that'll help me get through the course as well. But again, C++ is the language that I've been learning so far, and I have a certification in for basic C++. So that's my preferred language, and I would like to learn more about that way of coding versus Blueprints, because then it can be a little more versatile. I can use it on other platforms, but I'm still excited nonetheless. So I'm sure it's going to be a lot to learn. Area I'm excited to focus on. Honestly, I'm interested in all areas in game development. I wasn't sure if I want to do development or design when I first started, but the developer side, the one who's creating the game and then passing it over to the designers afterward to tweak up and do all the bells and whistles. I wanted to start with the core of building games before adding in all those bells and whistles that I mentioned, like the art, the audio, the storytelling, the writing. If I have enough resources when the time comes, I'd love to return to Full Sail to do those other courses, those other programs like game art and game design, game audio. What do I think the hardest classes will be? Probably mathematics or AI programming. I haven't studied AI mechanics beyond like a simple idle +1 clicker game that I've been working on in my free time. So I don't know a whole lot of AI stuff. So that'll be probably new to me. Easiest classes, well, so far at least, have been the creative ones like psychology of play and technology and entertainment. Those have been like fun for me to do, and so I really enjoy doing them. I don't know what classes would be easiest to, I mean, obviously programming 1 is probably going to be easier than programming 2 or 3, so we'll see. How I'm preparing for classes. So to prepare for my future programming classes, I've been familiarizing myself with all those previous softwares and applications that I mentioned, like UEFN, Unreal, Unity, art ones like Aseprite and Procreate. I've been familiarizing myself with all of them, trying to get a little better grasp of how to use them all efficiently. So when it comes time to the classes, I already have knowledge on how to do it, or how to operate the system. As an example, I did the Udemy course for the UEFN and created a couple of small games and learned how to do it through that course. So I have some grounding on how to operate Unreal Engine. Time management. Organizing my time is all about prioritizing what's most important. My wife is always going to be number 1 on my list, but followed by that is going to be school, and then housely duties and time with friends, hanging out. That's all important, but it also needs to be prioritized. So I believe that a well-balanced, stress-free mind is easier to retain knowledge that it studies versus one that's stressed out all the time. So it's important to take those breaks as well. The future that me and my wife are going to be building together, or are currently building together, that excites me, and it energizes me to focus and get these things done. That way, my time at Full Sail, the connections that I make in my industry, or the networking that I do with other classmates, is paving the way for me to achieve my dream, my ultimate goal, to establish my own studio, work on meaningful games. I have a dream project in mind that's like a love note, like a love letter essentially to my wife, but I know it's going to be a pretty complex project, and that project can take years of learning and experience before I even start to make it to be able to do it properly. But I'm confident that if I stay on this path with Full Sail, I'll reach that goal one day. Thank you for watching my story. I can't wait to share more of this journey, and I'm excited for what comes next.